These are the Soho AR 120mm RGB fans from Akasa. They are fast, they are sturdy, they light up, and even the box got freaking RGB. This episode is brought to you by CDKeyOffers.com. CDKeyOffers has a wide variety of software or game keys for a fraction of their usual retail price. You can get your usual PC game codes or even library codes for things like Steam, Uplay and Origin. But the most important part for us are the software codes. Here we can get software activation codes for things like MS Office or Windows 10 for a ridiculously cheap price. And right now you can also use the promo code TS20 to get a 20% discount to make the already cheap Windows 10 license even cheaper. If you want to get that nasty activation message away, make sure to head down to the links in the description below and don't forget to use the promo code TS20 for a 20% discount. When Akasa reached out to us for a review, a big thank you for that at this point, I found their new Soho line of cooling and RGB equipment to be quite interesting. Not that they reinvented the wheel, but I found it quite impressive that they were able to jump from, and I will be a bit too harsh and honest here, kinda cheap looking made in China stuff straight to good and high quality looking material. And that's where I want to set the tone for this review, because the moment I got these fans and every step of the way I was greeted with quality stuff. This already started at the unboxing. A sturdy, well-designed package with touchy and glowy effects on it, followed by the most blinding experience I ever had while unboxing something. And I know that packaging of things will absolutely never say anything about the performance, but the reality is that people's opinion will be influenced by the design of the box. That's just how it is. So they did a pretty good job here. The next quality point I noticed came after taking out the fans. Not only did they include the mandatory fan screws, but you'll also get a set of longer radiator screws in case you want to mount these fans onto a radiator. Even though it is very unlikely that you will be buying an all-in-one without any fans or a red without getting these screws, I do appreciate that they just added it, just in case. Okay, now let's finally get to the fan itself. Here it is again all about quality. It is sturdy, it doesn't flex too much when applying a lot of force, it got the anti-vibration pads around the screw holes, and it generally just provides you with the positive feeling of a good thing. But what about the stats? This 120mm Soho AR fan comes in 25mm thickness, spins at up to 2000 RPM while being controllable over a 4-pin PWM header. Spinning at max speed, it is able to push 52.91 CFM at 1.75mm of water and yelling at up to 31.8 dB. The RGB in here is provided by the 3-pin 5V addressable RGB header, which can be controlled by using the usual software. There are two milky see-through RGB rings around the fan, one which is located at the top, and the other one is a bit hidden in the central area and seeable from each side. Okay, while we're on the subject, let's talk about the design. In my opinion, I think it's pretty clean. No extra, unnecessary, outsticking stuff. Everything is black except for the RGB ring, and I think they did a pretty good job with the metal company name piece in the center of the fan. The RGB implementation is also pretty well done in my opinion. I like the fact that it's so thin, and even though there is no mention about the amount of LEDs, I cannot distinctively see any with a naked eye. So from a design standpoint, I think they did a pretty good job. And I like the cleanness, or more like the light usage of RGB. But in the end, that's up to you. Looks is a subjective thing and you may like different things. But something which is not subjective is performance. So we strapped 3 of these bad boys into our Acer Hive case with our Ryzen 3600X running at 3.26 GHz and a Be Quiet Pure Rock Slim on top without any fans in order to amplify the results. At 100% fan speed, the Akasa Soho AR fans managed to keep the 3600X at 63 degrees C, placing them on the same spot as the noise blocker eLoop X. Turning the fan speed down to 50% let the CPU temp rise to 81 degrees, placing them right next to the Nokia NFF12s. At a performance level, they are not bad at all. Sure, they are not topping the benchmark charts, but once you lower the fan speed into an idle situation, they are still performing surprisingly well. When it comes to noise, I would place them slightly louder than the Nokia NFF12. Here are some sound comparisons. Okay, so when it comes to performance as a whole, they are performing pretty good, nothing to nag there. On the noise side, they could be a bit quieter. They are not annoyingly loud like the stuff you would get for free with the case, but the noise to performance balance is certainly a bit off if you compare them to something like a P12 ARGB. Now let's get to the one thing that I kinda have an issue with, the price. As of writing the script, these are going for around 20 euros or $25 on Amazon US, and I do think that this is a bit too much. Sure, the performance is okay, the quality is really surprisingly good, and the flex port is even better than the Nokia NFF12, but the noise is a notch too high for the price. And while doing these price to performance comparisons, I do have to take other fans into account, and compared to a P12 ARGB, you just won't get the same bang for the buck. So if they somehow manage to lower the price to 15 euros, I would say it's very much okay, because the outer frame is pretty much unbreakable. You could, for example, offer like a 3-pack of them, like for 55, cheaper transportation costs, maybe that would make it 15, maybe? On the could have been better side, sure, the noise, but like noise and performance is something that you could always like upgrade with a fan. But there is like a tiny thing that just seems to be a bit off. They did a surprisingly good job on the packaging, but it just doesn't make sense that the actual fan stats are printed on the inside of the box. If you get the fan, or if you look at it at the shop, you will have it like sealed in plastic, so you won't be able to open the box and read the fan stats. So just maybe like slightly change the packaging so that you have the airflow and noise printed on the side. That would just make more sense. Okay, so this was my take on the Akasa Soho AR fans. At this point, again, thank you to Akasa for reaching out to us and sending them over. Of course, I will leave all the manufacturing and affiliate links down in the description below if you want to read more about them. And if you don't know what to watch next, have a look at our Arctic P12 ARGB review. Those are also pretty good fans. Oh, and make sure to be subscribed and stick around, because Akasa did not stop here, but they also sent over their Soho line CPU coolers, the Soho H4, and they put RGB on the top plate, because RGB into everything? Okay, so thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.